They called him the Flying General. But this man wasn't just a warrior. He murdered his own adoptive father, and somehow became a hero. Stay till the end, because his rise to power isn't just legendary. It's the start of a betrayal so brutal, even history feared to repeat it. In the dusty plains of ancient China, long before empires clashed, a boy was born in Zhowan. Lu Bu, raised to fight, trained to ride, and destined to kill. By his teenage years, he had already earned a reputation for his skill with a bow and a spear. But strength alone wasn't his power. Lu Bu knew how to switch sides when the price was right. First blood Ding Yuan's fall. He served a man named Ding Yuan, his commander, his mentor. Even adopted him as a father figure. But when another warlord, Deng Zhuo, offered Lu Bu a beautiful horse, gold, armor, and rank, Lu Bu didn't hesitate. That same night, he assassinated Ding Yuan in cold blood, and presented his head to Deng Zhuo like it was a gift. Just like that, loyalty became currency, and Lu Bu was for sale to the highest bidder. Deng Zhuo welcomed Lu Bu like a son. He made him general, gave him power, and together, they ruled the imperial court with fear. Lu Bu was unstoppable in battle. He rode the red hare, a horse so fast it was said to run on clouds. Enemies fled just hearing his name. But fear is fragile, and behind closed doors, things weren't stable. Deng Zhuo was paranoid, violent. Once, during a tantrum, he threw a halberd at Lu Bu in rage, but it missed. But the crack in their bond? Unfortunately, it did not. Rumors spread that Lu Bu was having an affair with Deng Zhuo's own concubine. Now imagine that tension. You're living in a palace with a man who made you, but could destroy you. And you're sleeping with the one person who could get you killed in an instant. Enter Wang Yun, a scheming minister who saw his chance. He convinced Lu Bu to do what Lu Bu did best: betray, kill, and climb. And so, in the spring of 192 AD, Lu Bu stabbed Deng Zhuo to death inside the palace, shouting that the emperor himself had ordered it. He wiped the blood from his blade, walked outside, and became a hero. At least for a day. But betrayal has a price. Deng Zhuo's loyalists declare Lu Bu a traitor. The capital turned on him. No one wanted a man who murdered both his adoptive fathers. He fled from city to city, seeking protection from warlords like Yuan Shao, Yuan Shu, and Zheng Yang. But no matter where he went, his reputation arrived first. A warrior too strong to face in battle, but too dangerous to trust in peace. Despite his name, Lu Bu wasn't just a brute. He was a tactician, a psychological fighter. He could strike fear into entire cities without ever lifting his weapon. And when he took command of his own army, he seized Su province from warlord Liu Bei in a surprise raid, catching him off guard and taking control within hours. He ruled with strength, not politics. People obeyed because they were terrified. But that's not loyalty. That's fear. And fear has a deadline. By 198, Lu Bu had made too many enemies. Cao Cao, the rising powerhouse of northern China, came for him. Together with Liu Bei, they launched a siege on Lu Bu's final stronghold, Xiapi. But Lu Bu didn't panic. He drank, he laughed. He believed his name alone would turn the tide. Cao Cao diverted rivers to flood the city. Soldiers drowned, supplies rotted, morale collapsed. And inside the walls, Lu Bu's own men began to question him. His generals secretly plotted surrender. Lu Bu, realizing what was happening, begged for his life. He said to Cao Cao, "Tie me tighter. Give me a horse. I'll serve you better than anyone." Cao Cao didn't flinch. He looked him in the eye and said, "A tiger can't be trusted." Lu Bu was strangled, then beheaded. His body burned. His legend sealed. But that's not where this story ends. Some believe Lu Bu's death wasn't the end. that his tactics, his alliances, and his secrets still echo through history. If that gave you chills, smash that like button, drop a comment on which legend we should break down next, and subscribe to Ancient Tellerware. History hits harder than fiction.